Alright everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean. This is In The Mixer, episode 3 of our Bayer Leverkusen 1 Season 1 series. If you haven't gone back and watched yesterday's episode, the one before that as well, go and check them out because they'll bring you up to date with everything that we've done so far in the saves, a couple of players that we've brought in, the weird shape that we're doing, a variety of different things. And we've got 2 huge games in this episode that we're going to bring you today. Let's not waste any time, let's jump straight in and see how we've gone so far. So, as you guys can see, we are sitting top of the division. We are still undefeated, 10 games played, but 6 wins and 4 draws during that period. And I'm not going to lie, a couple of these draws, we were very fortunate to actually get a point in those matches. Still incredibly tight. You can see Hoffenheim and Bayern Munich are both behind us by a singular point, 21 points for them. Cologne and Leipzig on 20, and Schalke, Dortmund, Mönchengladbach not far behind them either. As far as the Champions League goes, we haven't done very well at all. I think we're probably in a little bit of trouble. I don't think we're even going to really make 3rd position, but that's okay. Like, we can focus on the league, we can get rid of Europe, and then really try and find focus to go after like a concerted title push. And then DFB Pokal, the German Cup, we have games coming up in the next few months, which we'll go through once we get to them. But recent results, of course, in yesterday's episode, we played Paderborn in a 2-2 draw. Probably felt like a point dropped rather than a point earned. And then we were thoroughly humbled, a 4-0 defeat to a very, very good Liverpool side in the Champions League. We did turn it around in the league itself. We managed to grind out 2 good 1-0 wins against Mainz. Zagadou getting the goal from a set piece in 79th minute to put us on our way there. And then Aaron Giz with an absolute screamer on 90th minutes to get us beyond Augsburg for a 1-0 win. We then went attacking. I thought, why not? Let's just go after it. And you should never really attack Ukraine. A 2-1 defeat to Shakhtar, they were very good, I have to give them credit. They probably could have had 2 or 3 more, but we stayed with our foot down, trying to score as many goals as possible. We then had a 1-1 draw with Cologne. They did go down to 10 men with 10 minutes remaining, but we just couldn't find that initial goal or that breakthrough. One of the continued issues we've had is that if our strikers don't play well, like Xerxes struggles, and then our depth off the bench, bringing on Fiat up, he kind of struggles at the same time. We've had quite a few different games this season where if the strikers haven't found their form and the strikers haven't played well, we've really struggled to find the back of the net. And this was just one of those scenarios. We then rotated quite heavily. Our backup team pretty much played in the Cup and they beat Mannheim 1-0. We could have scored 5 in this game, we just didn't. But we continue through to the 3rd round and have a bigger tie with Hamburger in February to look forward to. We then beat Union Berlin in the league 3-0, a very good performance, helped us boost our goal difference quite a bit and returned us to the top of the table before again going attacking against Shakhtar and a 3-3 draw. We were 2-0 up, they brought it back to 2-2, then took the lead for 3-2 and thankfully Paulinho with a fantastic goal to make it 3-3 and get us our first points of the Champions League this season. We do still have games against Atalanta and Liverpool, where potentially we might jump into that 3rd spot. If we beat Atalanta, I can't see us beating Liverpool to be completely honest. But I'm in 2 minds about it anyway. I think maybe we might just play our reserve sides in those matches and not worry too much about the Champions League and just take it on the chin if the board starts getting upset that we haven't made it through the knockout stages, which is their expectation. But in the league, 2 massive fixtures. We've got Schalke, who are in 6th spot, not miles away from us, only 4 points behind, and then Bayern Munich in 3rd position. They will have an opportunity if they beat us to go top of the division if Hoffenheim's result goes their way. And obviously, Bayern Munich, biggest club in the division, FC Hollywood, whatever you want to call them. It's a massive, massive test for us. Thankfully, the full squad is available. We've got a couple of people getting upset after a few different things. I'm leaving them out of the squad at the moment. But otherwise, it's pretty much a full-strength lineup available to us. Let's jump forward now, have a look at the 2 lineups for the game against Schalke. So first for our lineup, we've got Radicki in goal, of course, wearing the captain's armband. Zagadou, Tapsoba and Tar as the mid or defensive 3. I've changed Tapsoba to be the covering defender in the middle, so Zagadou can play on the left as that left-footed player. So far, it seems to be doing a little bit better of a trick. Tapsoba's not bad at the covering role. It wasn't what we initially intended for the season, but I think that balance of the left-footed player on the left-hand side is helping us quite a bit. Aaron Giz has been fantastic so far this season. He's got the highest average rating for the year. He'll anchor midfield alongside Palacios. Paulinho on the left wing, our leading assist maker for the season. Leon Bailey, thankfully, back to full fitness and in the starting lineup again, as is Kai Havertz. And Xerxes and Volland will continue up top, though Fiat up is on the bench if we want to try and mix things up for our front line. Looking at Schalke's lineup, they're playing a very basic looking 4-2-3-1. They got some very good players. They got John Joe Kenny randomly at right back, which I didn't know. I didn't realise Everton had loaned him out in the real world. But he's a good young-ish English right back if you're looking for one for your own lower league or mid-table Premier League side. Jean-Claire Todibo on loan from Barcelona in the backline there, 19 years of age, one of the better defensive wonder kids available in the game, a ball-playing defender. He's a fantastic player. If you can pick him up, he lines up alongside Matija Nastasic, who was at Man City for a couple of years earlier on in his career, has turned into quite the solid Bundesliga defender. And I love a left-footed centre-back. On the wings, Bergstyle will give some issues. They've got Daniel Caligiuri. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation. I had it back in the day, a save with Freiburg that he was absolutely immense in. So to be interested in play against him today. And leading the line up top, Benito Raman. Belgian winger who they're using as a forward in this game. Hopefully we can take advantage of that he's not playing in a natural position and deal with a lot of their attacking threat. But it is a good side. It is a strong lineup. They are towards the top of the division for a reason. Assertively, we're going to tell everybody media have given a lot of credit lately. That seems to be working consistently at the moment. And we're going to hit kickoff. And pretty much I think I'm just going to spam get creative for the entire match until we score. Aaron Gibbs with a good ball in. Havertz with the header that time just over the crossbar. But it looked like the keeper had it covered. Keeping an eye on other games. Cologne are playing Dortmund in a big fixture. Bayern are playing Hoffenheim, second versus third in that one. So very big episode, I think, for Bayern Munich as well, playing two of the top sides. Deep free kick here for Schalke. Zagadou with a good header away. Now Xerxes going to have the opportunity to come forward. Can we try and work the ball to the other wing where we've got Leon Bailey bursting forward? Instead, Xerxes gone for the strike from the wide area. It wasn't a bad effort. Keeper could only push it over for the corner. It's going to be Leon Bailey to take now if he can wrap his left peg around this one. If he looks towards front post, we've got some options there. It's a poor ball in though. Miranda heads it away. Aaron Gears back to Zagadou. Can he find the reverse pass? Aaron Gears back now. The highlight continues. And then as he clears it out to the right wing to nobody in particular, it comes to an end. Right, we're through 30 minutes. So first spam, get creative. Let's see what we can try and create here. We are just on our positive structure. I'm going to hold on to our attacking structure for maybe the last 30 minutes if we need to push for a goal. But I think we can score under this positive mentality. Throw in here, back to Bailey. Now to Palacios, top of the box. Aaron Gears can pick a pass. So he goes back across to Palacios, who brings in Jonathan Tah at the back. Ball into the corner for Bailey to chase. He can beat a man in 1v1. Does now. Puts it forward to Havertz. And I think it was Xerxes who either tried the initial header and Nastasic might have blocked it. It hits the deck at the top of the 18-yard box and Havertz at the first time of asking smashes that one into the bottom right-hand corner. It's a good ball here from Jonathan Tah. And this is where we want Leon Bailey in 1v1 situations. He does very well. I think he does get tackled there, but manages to stay on his feet. And it's a lovely knockdown from Xerxes for Havertz, who's finally starting to find a little bit of form this season. His second goal in the last 2 or 3 games. Very, very important player for us. If we can get the best out of him, we're going to be well on our way to a great season. Half-time's called. Schalke have had 5 shots, 2 on target, and 49% possession. We've had 4 shots, 3 on target, 51% of the ball. We need to now defend this lead. I'm going to assertively say, don't get complacent out there, which is always risky. Everyone seems to have panicked a little bit. I'm going to assertively say, I'm happy with your defensive work, and that's brought one of them back. But we've got Palacios and Bailey both looking stressed. Bailey also not in 100% condition, which we have to keep an eye on in the second half. Still a draw over at Bayern and Hoffenheim, but we are through the 60-minute mark. the 60-minute mark. We're going to look at our subs now. I think the biggest concern, even though he got that great assist, is that Bailey's only on 65%. I don't want to kill him, and Karim Bellarabi is a high-quality option coming off the bench. And then as far as match ratings go, Paulinho also struggling. So maybe we'll mix up both the wingers, and maybe we'll put them both to be wingers in their role instead of cutting inside. We'll keep that width a little bit more. Get a hit play, and we're also going to use Old Faithful, a get creative shout with 30 minutes remaining. If we can get a second goal, I think we're going to be in a great position. But I think the positive for the second half here is that we haven't seen any highlights just yet from Schalke. Obviously knowing Sports Interactive's listening in and now probably going to fire something through. We're at the 80th minute now, so let's make our last sub. And let's just again go by match rating. Kevin Volland struggling. We'll bring on Fiat up to play as that pressing forward. Give him a bit of praise as well. And then we're also going to use 10 minutes remaining, a get creative shout. Wide free kick for Schalke. Ball back across, Radicki with a good save. We might be 3v2 if we get this forward quickly. We've got 4 guys forward and only 2 defenders back. They're definitely committing a lot of men forward. Diaby, now to Havertz. Can we work this out to the other side? Palacios finds Bellarabi now. Can he go at the full back here? Defensive line drops quite well. Gregorich has actually won it back for Schalke and put a good ball in behind. Jonathan Tah recovers. Back to Radicki. Now Zagadou can turn. Looks forward towards Fiat Arp, who loses out. Weston McKennie with the ball in behind for Rahman. We get there first, and thankfully Radicki equal to it, but the linesman has done us a favour, called it back for offside. Gregorich, ball in. Zagadou with a good recovery. Aaron Gears, ball forward to Fiat Arp. And he's looked to send Xerxes off the shoulder on the left-hand side. Can he find the finish from the wide area? It's a good save from Nubel. Pushes it just beyond the post. I thought maybe for a second that was going to wriggle in far post. Aaron Gears, always great from set pieces. Goes short this time to Fiat Arp. Tries to cross it in again. We'll get another corner. Don't worry about the short corner if a guy's standing right there. Please just put it into the box. Got great delivery. You don't have to worry too much about it. Let's not overthink it. It's gone short again. And again, we've cleared it straight into the guy for the corner again. I'm not sure what is going on. 3 minutes of additional time to be added on. Is there any late drama here? We're through most of that time now. As the referee calls full time, it's a very good away performance for us. 11 shots, 4 on target, 50% of the ball for Schalke. 9 shots, 5 on target, and 50% for us. Havertz's goal in the 42nd minute, enough to get the 3 points. Assertively, well done, lads. Good win for us. And that's one game. That's one game this episode where we've gotten 3 points. Can we go back to back and get 3 points against Bayern Munich and extend our lead at the top of the table? You can see Hoffenheim, Bayern Munich played out a 0-0 draw. Leipzig won their game and jump up onto 23 points, 2 points behind us. Erling Haaland with a cracking hat-trick for Dortmund, 89th minute winner for them, 3-2 over Cologne. Havertz gets the Man of the Match award. We'll let the assistant do the post-match press conference, and then we're going to give Havertz a bit of praise and say that he was superb in front of goal last time. If we can get him to improve a little bit in terms of his average rating for the season, I think we're going to be in really good position going into the second half of the year. Now, we do have 2 full weeks before the game against Bayern Munich, so we are going to, through the magic of editing, jump forward now to the lineups for that game. Right, just like that, we are 2 weeks further ahead. We got through the international break relatively unscathed, but unfortunately Jonathan Tah has picked up a knock, which isn't ideal. It means Dragovic comes in. He can play as a covering defender as his preferred role, so we're going to leave him in that one and move Tapsoba over to the right. Would have been great to keep our full strength lineup together going into this one, but stuff happens throughout the course of the year. I'm not going to complain too much about it. He is the only change from the match against Schalke. Bayern playing an aggressive looking 4-3-3. Now, of course, in goal, wearing the captain's armband, they've got Nicolas Sewell and Boateng as the defensive partnership, Alaba at left fullback, Adriozola as the right fullback. I'm hopeful we might get to see some of Alphonso Davies. At the start of this series, when I wrote down like the players that I wanted to try and bring in, he was one that I desperately wanted to look at because I think he's been excellent so far in the real life since league play has resumed. And I'm hopeful that before the end of FM20, I'll get an opportunity to manage him at some point. Josh Kimmich anchors midfield. Tolisso and Thiago is the midfield 2 ahead of them. Coutinho as the left winger, probably cutting inside. Mueller as probably that Ram Dotur on the right-hand side, and Lewandowski leading the line up top. They've got a very, very strong bench. They picked up Alfredo Morelos from Rangers during the off-season. Kingsley Coman's there, Leon Goretzka, Benjamin Pavard, Serge Gnabry. They've got some very, very good players in that Bayern Munich squad. We're going to passionately say, great opportunity to show the pundits they are right to back you up. And everyone's responded positively to that, which is fantastic. And in reality, as long as we can get some sort of points, I think we can hold on to top spot. As we keep an eye on Leipzig, they're playing Cologne, who have had a tough run of fixtures, the Cologne boys, at the moment. They've dropped out of the Champions League places for the minute. Dortmund already smashing Union Berlin, so I expect them to jump up the table quite a bit as well. And then Hoffenheim, currently drawing 0-0 with Mönchengladbach. We have flown through the first 30 minutes with no highlights for either side. We're going to use a get creative shout here. See if we can't push everybody to try and create something. But so far, so good in terms of managing all of Bayern's attacking opportunities. 2 minutes to be added on at the end of the first half here. It's not been one for the highlight reel, but 3 shots, 2 on target, 54% of the ball for Leverkusen. Bayern, 7 shots, 3 on target, 46% possession. Charles Aranguiz picking up a yellow card, the only real concern from the first half. Otherwise, not too unhappy with how it's gone. Calmly, I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it up. We need to maintain our current levels of performance, but as we always do, we'll give it 15 minutes and then have a look at subs. Aranguiz, ball to Palacios. Now Leon Bailey, somehow he's bobbed up on the left-hand side. Goes the strike from the wide area. Poor effort though. Needed to get it on target that close to goal. But first shot in anger, first highlight for either team. It has gone our way. You can see how tight the league is at the moment. Like Leipzig went into this match currently in second spot. They've dropped down to 6th just based on current results and performances. We're through the hour mark. We're actually at 68 minutes. I've left that slip a little bit. Xerxes struggling a little bit. We might bring on Fiat Art to maybe score against his parent club. Paulinho also not playing particularly well. We're going to bring on Moussa Diaby, and move him to a winger on attack. I have faith in you. Get out there and make a difference. And then we're also going to use our Get Creative shout. We will make our last sub with about 10 minutes remaining, which, given how the game's gone so far, might be here before I have finished this sentence, if I stretch it out. Yes, we're at that point now. Right, who else is struggling? Kevin Volland also not having the greatest game. Lucas Alario isn't the best player, though. And I think I'm more worried about Leon Bailey's current physical conditioning. We're going to bring on Karim Bellarabi, so 2 wingers on either side, just to get us some fresh legs in that creative position. And then we're also going to use... we've got a wide free kick. Aranguiz to take towards back post. Zagadou's in there. Havertz is in there as well. And he's managed to poke it home. What a game it's been, or what an episode it's been for Kai Havertz. Only his 3rd goal of the season, but 2 massive, massive goals for us in this last period. Good header from Zagadou. Kai Havertz actually gets 2 bites at the cherry. I think it hit Kimmich in the back before it fell to his right-hand side, and he managed to slide that one home. Got a highlight here again. Diaby, throw in, finds Fiat up. Back to Palacios. Now Aranguiz again, pulling all the strings as he so often does at the base of that midfield. He exchanges passes with Kai Havertz. Just keep possession, boys. Don't do anything silly. Good switch out to Karim Bellarabi, who beats the fullback. Can he get a ball back across? It's pretty well closed down. Gnabry clears it across to Koeman. All subs now in use by Leverkusen, by Bayern Munich. And Lewandowski's gotten behind everybody and thankfully clips the base of the post and it just goes wide. They only need one highlight to score. We're going to demand more here for the last few minutes. Let's see if we can't find our focus to get a famous victory and 6 massive points. 3 additional minutes of time to be added on here. I'm hopeful it just runs down and we're through that now. Referee calls full time. It's 2 massive victories for us in today's episode. In the end, we had 10 shots, 6 on target, 53% possession. Bayern Munich, 13 shots, 4 on target, 47% of the ball. We're going to jump in the dressing room and tell everybody passionately, well done, lads, that was a good win for us. And that sends us, or keeps us top of the division, but it gives us a points buffer on Bayern, which is absolutely massive. We're now on 28 points. You can see Hoffenheim in second position on 25. Cologne, Dortmund, and Leipzig all on 23 points, and Bayern still not miles off, 22 points, 6 points behind us at present. Xerxes gets one over on Bayern Munich. Palacios actually got the man of the match award. We'll give him a bit of praise. My assistant can do the post-match press conference, and Aranguiz is needing a rest. Okay, we might just wait and see what we have to do with that. It doesn't look like we're going to get the opportunity to praise Palacios for his performance, but that is an absolutely huge victory for us. And if we can get a points buffer, get a couple of game buffer, we're going to be in good stead. I think we're going to jump forward probably 5 or 6 games and come back tomorrow and do the games against Borussia Dortmund, who are in 4th position, and Leipzig, who are in 5th. If they maintain their positions in the European places, they will be 2 massive fixtures for the season. And of course, I want to try and bring you guys the games against the bigger sides in the Bundesliga. I think it helps the content quite a bit. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is the portion that I appreciate the most. If you wanted to go that extra mile, do that extra little bit as a supporter of the channel, you can drop a like on this video. Please that YouTube algorithm, get our videos higher in search results when people look for Football Manager content, or you can subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all our videos as we continue to release them throughout the year. As always though, I've been Sean. I'll see you guys again in the mixer.